Hi there, this is Chef Bill with the Culinary Institute of America, and today we're going to talk about nuts. Not the people, but the food stuff. Now, all of these nuts are raw. They taste great. They taste kind of buttery and sweet, but from a chef's perspective, where flavor is my stock and trade, I think if there's a way of eking more flavor out of a nut, you should do it, and the technique I'm going to share is toasting. So we're going to toast some almonds. I've got whole almonds, sliced almonds, and slivered. I'm going to work with slivered today. With these whole almonds, they're already brown, so it'll be a little bit difficult if I were to roast these. Difficult for you to see what the difference is. Anyhow, I'm going to take these slivered almonds, and I'm going to spread them out onto a small cookie sheet or a sheet pan. And we'll put this into the oven at about 375 degrees. These will take about 10 to 12 minutes, so keep your eye on them and plan on pulling them out when they're a little bit lighter than you actually want them to be. Now, while those are in the oven, I'm going to show you a faster way that you might do this same piece of work, and that is I'm going to toast these on top of the stove in a pan. My experience has been this, that if you put them into a dry pan and try and toast them, they come out spotted. They will brown, but they'll burn in spots. They'll look like little leopards, and they won't taste as good as they might if you found a way to even the heat distribution. And we're going to use some oil to make that happen. So I'm going to put some oil into this pan. And what the oil will do in sort of a magical way is it'll take the heat of the fire and bring it to the food in a very even, controlled way. When they are done, I'm going to put them into this sieve and drain all the excess oil off. So don't think of this as adding a lot of calories. And that oil can be used in salad dressings or to saute something else. So you're not really wasting anything. The pan is hot. In goes these almonds. And I'm going to stir them around and coat them with the oil. I want to keep them moving so that they brown evenly. This toasted almond coming out of the pan with olive oil might be a perfect choice if I was looking to make a garnish for a salad, for instance. So after they're toasted, I could put a little salt and pepper and maybe some smoky paprika on there. And because of the oil on the outside, those spices would cling more effectively. If I were making a savory trail mix, the flavor of olive oil might be entirely appropriate. Meanwhile, in the oven, I'm dry roasting those nuts, so they won't be oily on the exterior. They might be appropriate for adding into cookies or into a trail mix or a salad even. But they won't have the oil on the outside, so if that's appealing to you, that's the way to achieve that result. Now, if you look in this pan, you can see that these almonds are beginning to brown just a little bit. Keep them moving so that they brown evenly, and plan on pulling them out of this pan when they're slightly lighter than you actually want them to be. 1 or 2 shades lighter. The reason for that is nuts are so rich and dense that you will experience a certain amount of carryover cooking. I'm going to turn the heat off now. There's plenty of heat in the nuts and in the pan. They have nice color. They're a little bit lighter than I want them, and out they come. Now, if you like the idea of seasoning these while they still have a little bit of oil on the outside, I'll just add some salt and we'll toss them with salt. If you like pepper on there as well, I think that works. And these are all ready, once they're cooled, to go into a salad as a garnish. So I'm going to set those aside. It's been about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Let's check and see how these nuts in the oven are doing. Very, very nicely. I gave them a little stir about 5 minutes ago just so that they would brown evenly. But take a look. They have nice color. And once they cool down, these can be stored airtight. They make a great little addition to your pantry. You can take them out by the handful as a snack. You can add them to salads. You can use them a lot of different ways. But the 10 minutes that it takes to toast them is time well spent, because the amount of flavor that you'll get from these nuts that have been toasted is head and shoulders beyond what you would get from just a raw nut. That's the tip for today. Hopefully you take it back into your kitchen and you use it every time you use nuts in your cooking.